How's it going, everyone? This is Trixx from Maje Smash, and in this video we're going to be talking about how to ledge trap as Falco. In this video we're going to be covering three main questions or three main topics with regards to ledge trapping. And those three very important questions are: what is the point of ledge trapping? When should I go for a ledge trap instead of an edge guard? And how do I know what my opponent is going to do? Now, I want to also preface this by saying that there is no one best move for every situation. However, if you understand what your moves are made for and how you can capitalize on landing them, ledge trapping becomes substantially easier. We're also going to be breaking down what you should be thinking about and what you should be going for based on three different percent ranges. Knowing what you should be going for at each percent will give you the most optimal outcome for each potential ledge trap. And now, with all the framework laid out, let's get started. So the first question we're going to be answering is, what is the point of ledge trapping? Ledge trapping's main purpose is to try and make it as difficult as possible for your opponent to get back on stage, and also tack on as much damage as possible, so if they do happen to get back into neutral, they have been heavily punished. I also want to mention that having very long ledge trapping sequences allows you to conceal your playstyle so your opponent doesn't have the opportunity to adapt or figure out your habits. By being able to ledge trap effectively, you're essentially not allowing your opponent to play the game for long periods of time. Learning how to ledge trap very early on in the Smash player's development is typically overlooked because their opponents are also very inexperienced. You'll often find yourself capitalizing on a lot of bad habits that later on down the road will not be there when you're fighting much more advanced players. If you're opting to go for edge guards every opportunity that you get, you can often find yourself getting reverse ledge trapped, or even worse, giving up the stage for free. Or the opposite might happen, where you back off and allow your opponent to get back on stage for free. Practicing against characters that have very exploitable recoveries can feel very fulfilling and very exciting when you do happen to edge guard them successfully. However, this can also create a false sense of skill, especially when you fight someone who plays a much smaller character or even has a much better recovery. There are some characters in the game that are incredibly good at recovering and can make edge guarding them feel nearly impossible. And if you are willing to jump off stage at every opportunity that you have, you can find yourself losing way more games than you should, simply because you yourself are getting ledge trapped or edge guarded. So although it is possible to land a spike or land a fair on a very quick small character, more often than not, you want to spend a lot of your time ledge trapping these characters to have the best potential outcome when you happen to get your opponent off stage or at the ledge. Jumping off stage and hoping for the best is one of the most difficult ways to play Falco, especially against characters whose recoveries are nearly impossible to predict. When you willingly jump off stage and you allow your opponent to recover for free, you are removing a giant aspect of the game that could be helping you win. When your opponent does grab the ledge, their options are much more limited. Not to mention, if you stay on stage, the risk of you getting heavily punished is minimized. And like I said before, the point of ledge trapping is to tack on as much damage as possible and continue to reset the situation. A big reason why a lot of players don't learn how to ledge trap is because they feel like they're constantly guessing and they just don't know what their opponent is going to do. But this is because, more often than not, they are not paying attention to the clues or the signals that they are sending to their opponent based on their positioning at the ledge. So although your opponent may not use these certain options every single time based on your positioning, it's very important to pay attention and track what they did do so that you can try and replicate the situation. Also keep in mind that you shouldn't be trying to guess their ledge option, just like they shouldn't be trying to guess how they should get back on stage. Now, let's talk about some attacks that you should be trying to go for at these different percent ranges. Starting off with low percent. At low percent, this is the prime time to try and decipher what your opponent's habits are based on your positioning. I also want to mention that at 0%, you're actually better off to go for a combo instead of trying to throw them back off stage. This is because the likelihood of getting a kill on a good player is very low, especially at 0%. If you do happen to get a grab, you are better off going for an up throw and then comboing into a fair to send them off stage rather than going for a forward throw. Although a forward throw will reset the situation, you may now need to perform one or two more successful ledge traps to get about the same damage. This option is for more confident ledge trappers who are very good at reading their opponents. At mid percents, this is where you could try and be a little bit more risky and go for those hard reads that could get you an early kill. I also want to preface this by saying that you should only be going for these riskier options after you've had multiple exposures to your opponent's habits at the ledge. Only attempt hard reads if you truly believe that you know your opponent's habits. A situation like this will only happen if you know for a fact that this is something that your opponent likes to do as a panic option. And you may even get this information by failing a ledge trap and then learning. And remember, just because a ledge trap wasn't successful doesn't mean that the information gained wasn't valuable. And lastly, we have high percent. A high percent, this is where your kill moves that are most safe should be coming out. Moves like back air, down tilt, down smash, and up tilt back air. These moves either have intangibility, long-lasting hitboxes, or can auto-cancel. But once again, don't overlook that we still need to make a read. No matter what the read is, you absolutely should know the confirms or at least the move that is going to punish it with the most success. Also now with the new buffs, Falco has a ton of kill power and does not need to heavily rely on only using back air to get kills. I also want to mention that there are quite a few characters whose ledge jump animations are very offset from Falco's short and full hop. So although it's not impossible to catch a jump with a back air, going for Falco's up smash now is much more reliable if you do have a jump read. Also, since up smash has intangibility, it can contest swords. It's also a frame 7 out of shield option. Also at high percents, if your opponent does fear the up smash, there's potential for this situation to unfold where they can go back to the ledge. Don't forget to punish regrabs. Phantasm is also great at the ledge for resetting situations. However, if you go for a Phantasm into an up air, you can actually get a frame trap if your opponent air dodges out of fear, in which case you can follow up with up smash. Up smash can also punish get up attacks. So in short, up smash pretty much does everything. If you're a more traditional Falco and you do like to use up tilt back air, it is still something that should not be overlooked because it can actually kill even earlier than up smash. And lastly, I do want to mention that if you do happen to send your opponent off stage from mid stage or even farther, this is the time that you want to set up for a ledge trap. You do not want to run off stage and go for an edge guard if you cannot set up properly. If you can't get there safely, instead, you should send them off stage and then set up for a ledge trap and then use the tools at your disposal. And with that, that's going to be it for the video. I really hope I was able to give you guys a full and in-depth look at how to ledge trap with Falco, and hopefully you're able to leave this video feeling very knowledgeable. I also want to mention that I do offer one-on-one coaching. Coaching sessions are very mentality based, and if you're someone who's interested in this, all the information is in the description below. Once again, this is Trixx from MoS Smash saying thanks for watching the video, and please be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this.